Many people think a successful interview is about having all the right answers, but not anymore. Today, interviews are about relevance, impact, and getting that hiring team to think we'd be missing out if we don't hire this person. That's what gets offers. My name is Sarah Camillo, and I'm a certified career coach and resume writer with 15 years of recruiting experience. The next few videos in this series is all about getting you to that level of we'd be missing out if we don't hire this person. So let's dive in. Part 1, knowing your accomplishments and who you're talking to. You should walk into every interview with about 4 or 5 core accomplishment stories. Where candidates go wrong is they tell the same story in the same way to everybody in the interview process. But in most interview processes, you're meeting with people that you'd be working with as if you had the job, which typically means people in other departments, so cross-functionally. So your job is to speak their language so that it really resonates with them, so that they run back to the hiring manager and say, you need to hire Sarah because blah, 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 all these things. So you're sharing your experience just through a different lens, which speaks their language. So here's what I mean. When you're interviewing with somebody in HR, you want to share stories and experiences relevant to employee development or training, employee engagement, employee retention, creating policies and procedures, community impact that you have, and just if you're part of interviewing or hiring top talent for the team or for the company. When you're interviewing with somebody in IT, speak their language. Talk about different system implementations you've been a part of, new software rollouts, where you're the SME on a certain platform, AI, anything AI that's been integrated, data and reporting, change management, things like that. That speaks their language. Last example, when you're interviewing with somebody in marketing, talk about how you help brand the employer, social media campaigns, storytelling, partnerships, how you've elevated that company's reputation externally. So as an example, I'm interviewing now to get a job as a recruiter somewhere. So here I would need to talk to the IT team about how AI optimizes the ATS today. I'll talk to marketing about promoting open jobs that we have today. I would talk to HR about hiring top talent for my team as well. Like there's so many different things like this. You need to speak their language. Talk to somebody in legal about how you stay compliant in certain postings and things like that. That is the point. You want to speak their language. And that's how your answers land stronger. So again, that person will be excited to work with you and go running to the hiring manager and give you good feedback on your interview. So I mentioned sharing different accomplishments from throughout your career. When you are answering questions like tell me about a time or walk me through this time when blah, 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 you're sharing a story. Those are called behavioral-based interview questions. And that's where storytelling techniques come into play. So things like the STAR technique or the PAR technique. These have all been around for a long time, so you can do your research on them. I've also talked a lot about them in previous videos of mine about interviewing. Again, the 2 techniques that I like is STAR, which stands for situation, task, action, and result, and PAR, which stands for problem, action, result. So as you can see, you're sharing your stories in a certain way, in a consistent way. It helps you with remembering what you want to share, and it helps them with listening and following along when your stories are told in a consistent manner. So it's important to practice your stories in a certain way. So again, this goes back to speaking their language. Have stories prepared that are going to be relevant to the person that you're interviewing with. The more you practice, the more confident you sound when you share them as well. Now let's talk about structure. This is something that has definitely changed in the last year or two when it comes to interviewing. Employers know they can be really picky, right? There's so many people applying for jobs right now, they know they can be picky with who they select. So adding some structure to your interview answers is appreciated. So here's what I mean by that. So different from the behavioral-based questions, like the tell me about a time questions, adding some structure works for those off questions like how would you describe your management style or something like that. So for example, if asked about your management style, try to put it in different buckets so it's really easy to follow. So for example, you could say, well, I focus on these 3 areas when it comes to managing my team. Performance as a team and individually, employee engagement, making sure my team is happy and motivated, and then development, making sure they're learning and developing new skills. So you can see that that's easy to follow because I added some structure to it. So maybe if asked about a marketing strategy, you can say, well, I take this 3-prong approach for this new strategy or a new project or whatever that is. And then you say strategy, budget, timeline, and then you go into those and add some context. So I hope that's making sense what structure means. The last reason that structure makes such a big difference is that the interviewer will walk away being like, she's definitely done this before. See, it goes a long way. I highly recommend practicing that. Next, let's talk about tell me about yourself. So even today, I ask all of my clients what they're asked in an interview, and 9 times out of 10, it starts with tell me about yourself. So I have the very first video I put on my YouTube channel is all about just answering this question. So refer to that. I still coach in that way. But here I'll break it down and give you the high level real quick here. So your answer to this should be less than 60 seconds. This is not a time to just walk through your resume. This is your time to hook them. It starts the interview, so this is your chance to start your interview off really, really strong, and you're not gonna lose them. You're gonna hook them. This is like your story, your positioning statement, what makes you unique from other candidates in the process. So this is your time to include some highlights from throughout your career and share them how you want them to hear it. I'll get into that in a little bit. And then just kind of bring some external validation, like sharing little things like, I was recruited to this company by a former boss or former colleague. Or share if you were being considered for a manager level, but you got a director level position instead. All of those things that might feel a little bit cocky, but you have to be a little bit uncomfortable like that in an interview. You have to sell yourself. You have to tell your story how you want them to remember you. I have to share the story because it just happened with a client of mine. So we were doing an interview prep. This was 2 days ago. I was helping her prepare for an interview. We started with tell me about yourself. And I said, what are you going to say to that? She gave me her story. And there was something that she left out that I already knew about because we had already done her resume. And it goes back to COVID. During COVID, the rest of her team had been laid off, but she wasn't. Her manager saved her and was able to place her onto another team. And the reason for that was because she was a top performer on the team, and they knew that she was going to develop well on this new team. Well, she kind of like blurred over that when she was telling her story. And so I called her out and I said, look, this is the time where you can say, I was selected to be on this other team because I was a good performer. So we framed it in a way that she felt comfortable sharing that. And the reason I highlighted it is because me as a recruiter, if I hear that in an interview, I'm going to remember that throughout and be like, she was a good performer. She was kept on this team for a reason. Unfortunately, other people were laid off, but there's a reason they kept her on this team and in the company. Now, again, how you want to end Tell Me About Yourself is you want to end it with why you're there today. So you share your highlights, you share everything, and then you say something like, really want to work for an organization that's heavily into the community, which is why I'm here today, because I've noticed your company does X, Y, Z, and I'm really excited to be here today. So it just kind of wraps it up. It shows that you're being really selective on where you're interviewing, that you've done your research, that you're really excited to be there. There adds some like authenticity to that answer as well. Okay, so we talked about bringing your accomplishments to an interview, tell me about yourself. But the most underrated moment in every interview is simply answering, how are you? This is your time to stand out, give a first impression. You don't want to be boring and just be like, I'm good, how are you? That's just boring. Instead, take advantage of this time to say something kind of personal about you that stands out. Here's some examples. I'm great. I'm super grateful for snowblowers after this weekend's snowstorm. Something like that. Or you can say, I'm feeling good. I got in a great run this morning. I'm training for the marathon or the triathlon later this year. Or just be honest and be like, I'm doing great. I've been looking forward to this conversation all week. I'm really excited to be here today. Like that little bit extra really goes a long way and they're going to appreciate it. So you want to keep it simple but memorable. Okay, so I tried to keep these next topics into this video, but it got way too long. So in the next episode, we're going to be covering the day of the interview prep, questions to ask in an interview, that's huge, and boosting confidence. So many people go into an interview where nerves get in the way, imposter syndrome gets in the way. So I have a lot of tips and strategies to help you with that. So if you like this video, please like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.